What's up guys? So today I'm going to show you how I finger comb a loose pompadour. So I found myself styling like a finger comb loose pompadour more and more recently. Basically to kind of like save product, reduce the amount of product in my hair, and just be a little more relaxed throughout the whole day. It has its own unique aesthetics to it. And so today I'm going to show you guys my process and how I kind of strive for that nice finger comb loose pompadour. And so the first thing I do is go ahead and style my hair just as normal, like this. So it doesn't need to be a perfect pompadour, it just needs to be a good one. Things to take into account, you're going to want to use about half the amount of pomade you normally use. Just whip it up, mostly focusing in on like the pomp itself, getting that volume, and just getting like the general shape of everything. The reason why we do this is that we're going to go ahead and actually walk away, allow the pomade to settle for a while, let like the pomp sit in, and then come in and finger comb to maintain that volume later on. And that's how I want my kind of like finger comb loose pompadour. I still want that volume in the front, but I just want a more like loosely, like more free like aesthetic in terms of the flowing back of the pompadour. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and walk away, allow like 15 minutes or so for the pomp to really just settle in for my hair to kind of get that shape, and then come back later on. So now that we've allowed some time to pass, like the product has kind of settled in, the hair has kind of like gotten the form, it will now keep it just generally. And so we'll go ahead and start now by finger combing, focusing more in on the back and not touching the front too much. I like to keep this base section nice and clean with the comb so that you can never really see through my front section of my hair towards the back. Like that's always the main thing that I watch for, is that once we start finger combing, because obviously our fingers are super coarse, if you go directly in the middle, you're going to cut like a pathway, you're going to part like Moses style through your hair, and you're just going to be able to see straight towards the back. And so I don't want that, and so I actually avoid like finger combing the front middle section of my hair. And so I focus in more on the sides in order to kind of get that nice aesthetic of like just everything just sort of flowing back real nice and clean. And I also want to do it to the sides as well, because you can really play with the sides, keep it nice and loose, keep everything pretty like nice and relaxed and stuff. And over the past 3 months, I've been frequently styling this one like almost 50-50 with a clean pompadour and like a nice loose pompadour. This one just has its own aesthetic. It's a lot more relaxed, a lot more casual, and it just, you're a little more carefree during the day, because if you have a clean pompadour, one mistake pops out right away and you have to fix it. Whereas this one has a little more leeway. If you do get certain mistakes, it needs to be fixed right away. But you can get away with a lot more with this hairstyle. So I found myself liking it like more and more each and every day. But of course, the clean pompadour is something I still go to, like just out of habit, and also once I style it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I style clean pompadour. So you want to have this hairstyle also in your arsenal so you can switch back and forth, because it also teaches you, or rather it helps you kind of mediate between like a really clean one, a loose one, how much product you need, how much product you don't need, what is it that each hairstyle kind of promotes in your own style and or in your overall appearance and stuff like that. And so last thing I want to also say is the product you use. Obviously, I don't want to make this a product placement video. I want to keep all the brands out. But you want to use a product that's like kind of dry and matte. You want good control, good hold, and like good volume. But you don't want the product itself to be weighted. You want a lightweight, strong hold product. Preferably not anything that would like harden up and dry, but something that would just keep hold. Something on the waxier side of things. Or thankfully with the new water-based products that are not gel-like, you can use those. Those are great. But you also want to make sure they're not super slick, because you want everything to kind of have a similar flow, but you don't want things to stick together. Once they stick together, you get these huge bands of hair, and that's when you get really disgusting parts, or rather not parts, but just clumping together, and you get like Moses status parts. But yeah, so this is how I style a loose pompadour by finger combing. Hopefully you guys can have your own rendition of it. You guys can probably achieve this using like my general guidelines, but go ahead and adapt that to your own way that you style your pompadour, and hopefully you'll like it too. Take care, guys.